Coming up on News Live at 6, the Syracuse community coming together to remember the October 7th attacks on Israel.
Plus, Syracuse CitrusTV Hacks hosted a hackathon on Saturday, a 24-hour marathon hacking competition to inspire students to code for good.
And the Hunter Hollow Bunny B&B is closing its doors. 90 bunnies need to be adopted before the center can officially close. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Welcome in, everyone. We opened with a visual on the quad to grieve the Hamas attacks that took place last October 7th. I'm Max Williams.
And I'm Jake Morel. Syracuse Hillel and the Chabad House Jewish Student Center have organized a vigil to remember the lives lost a year ago today. CitrusTV reporter Maura Vaughn is live from Hendricks. Maura.
Tonight, students, faculty, and the Syracuse community are gathering to remember and honor and grieve the lives lost, marking 1 year since the Israel attacks by the militant group Hamas. Now, since then, over 43,000 Palestinian and Israeli deaths have been reported since the beginning of this war. I spoke to Rabbi Ethan Baer, who explains the importance of coming together as a community tonight.
With the rockets coming from Iran, I think it's a very tense and stressful situation where most Israelis feel like kind of deja vu.
Now, the FBI released data back in September stating that the anti-Semitism and hate crimes in 2022 to 2023 had increased by 63%. Now, the question remains, do Jewish Americans across the country and Jewish college students on campuses feel safe?
It's difficult. It's difficult to put into words. I think it's been very mixed emotions, especially seeing everything that's going on other college campuses. But it's still scary, and I think this year has been better than last semester. I think last semester was the most scared I've ever been in my life.
Now at 7 p.m. tonight, Syracuse will be busing students from the Syracuse Hillel Center to the Temple Edith Yeshurun in downtown Syracuse for a second vigil. Reporting in Syracuse for CitrusTV News, Maura Vaughn, back to you guys.
Maura Vaughn kicking us off tonight. Thank you so much. Well, while people have taken the time to honor those in Israel, the date also encouraged pro-Palestinian protesters to call for a ceasefire in Gaza. Students at Columbia University held a protest chanting, quote, "Resistance Inglorious," with signs saying no pride and genocide, and continuing pro-Palestinian efforts to free Palestine.
Back on campus here around 2 a.m. Sunday morning, SPD and DPS responded to a reported stabbing on the 900 block of Ackerman Avenue. When officers made it to the scene, the fight ended and the believed suspects took off. 2 students were stabbed, one in the neck and the other in the face. Both were treated at Krause Hospital and are in stable condition. The police are encouraging more information from the public if they have any contact with the suspects.
Syracuse has started their lineup of events for LGBTQ+ History Month. A Halloween drag show will take place this Friday on South Campus. The event will be held at Goldstein Student Center, room 201 at 4 p.m. The show will give students an opportunity to perform drag in Beetlejuice, classics, shashers, and other themes.
You know, Max, so what? I'm not a rock star. Pink came to Syracuse last night and did not disappoint, selling out the JMA Wireless Dome. The 2-hour performance included some of her greatest hits, including Cover Me in Sunshine and Just Give Me a Reason. Great songs. The show had Pink performing multiple stunts in the air with trampolines, huge dance numbers, and lots of confetti. The concert also opened with Sheryl Crow and The Script before Pink even took the stage. Sounds pretty fun.
It was crazy. Did you see her like tumbling like in the air on those
I did
wires?
see that. I cannot imagine doing that in the dome. I would be so scared.
I don't think I have the core strength to do
not.
that. So, well, this Saturday, CitrusTV Hacks hosted a hackathon. Our Olivia Rodriguez has more on what the coding event had in store.
Thanks, guys. Over the weekend, CitrusTV Hacks hosted a marathon hacking event for students to compete in. Students were given the opportunity to form teams and present their projects to industry professionals.
An early Saturday morning in Lake Hall is usually pretty quiet, but today, it's filled with the sound of typing.
CitrusTV Hacks is a 24-hour hackathon event. We encourage students to come by and just program anything that they want.
Jason Kapodistris is the president of CUES Hacks, a hackathon competition where students create and present original tech projects. Oh, and the competitors only have 24 hours.
I have been inside of this building for about 27 hours.
I worked from around like noon to 9 yesterday. My group members did about the same too, and we woke up a bit earlier today, got some sleep last night, and then finished off the project.
Pulling off a hackathon is no easy feat. It requires lots of motivation and caffeine. But for Jason, there is so much more to the event than meets the eye.
This year we were focusing on trying to do good in our community. Our tagline for this event is Code for Good. So we're trying to focus on accessibility services, environmental sustainability.
The competition against the clock may seem daunting, but for students, it's a rare opportunity to put their skills to the test.
Most fast-paced, and like for the biggest project I've done in the shortest amount of time. So it's honestly feels like a big accomplishment for me and my friends.
Whether it's coding workshops or networking opportunities, Hackathon's unique approach to coding offers students a chance to meet new people and learn new skills. Jake and Max, back to you.
Olivia, it looks like a lot of fun. You know, Max, you have to wonder if whoever won it at the end, Mark Zuckerberg showed up and gave him a big welcome to Facebook. It's exactly like the social network.
I know, that would be awesome. I mean, I think like staring at a computer for that long would just hurt my eyes.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can barely read the teleprompter.
Well, nearly 2,000 properties near Syracuse University could soon get government help with renovations. The State Historic Preservation Office Review Board will consider the nomination of the Westcott University neighborhood to the National Register of Historic Places.
The district covers a 160-block area to the east of the university, including over 2,500 buildings. If approved, the historic district will be around 8 times larger than the existing National Register district in Syracuse.
East Syracuse Lala Lu restaurant quietly closed its doors this past weekend. The trendy Italian restaurant told its staff on Saturday that it will be their final dinner service. Owner Danielle Mercury, also owner of the popular diner Rise and Shine in Westcott, she blames the closure on the economy, forcing consumers to cut back on spending to dine out.
And Zeb's Deluxe Grill and Bar is expected to permanently close this weekend as well. The Retro Burger Grill has been open since the late 1980s and has been a time capsule for many customers.
All right, well, let's take a look at your weather here. It was just a very dreary day out there today, very cold.
Very dreary. I was a little chilly for the first time, which I know we talk about on the show all the time. When is the fall weather coming? I think we finally got it, and our Isabella Galan is in studio to tell us a little bit more about that. Isabella.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, today was not the most beautiful day that we've had in Syracuse, sitting at 59 degrees right now with a little bit chance of rain, only 15%. So we're really just sitting at those clouds in the sky, but there is some precipitation that we've seen throughout the day that might continue later into tonight. And looking across the region, a bunch of the temperatures are pretty much going to be the same. The lowest only being 58 in Cortland, which definitely is a little bit chilly, definitely getting out your sweatshirts. It's definitely that time of year, which I'm very excited about, but I know some people may not necessarily be the biggest fan of that, so it's something to keep in mind. But if you're in Syracuse, you're in luck because we're towards the highest temperatures in the region at 62 degrees, the highest, however, being in Elmira. And again, looking to tonight, we're going to continue to see a low chance of precipitation, going up to 24% though from that 15% that we're seeing right now, and it's going to be about 54 degrees with some clouds. That's all I got for you guys right now. Back to you.
Isabella, thank you. Turning to transportation now, the New York State Department of Transportation is alerting drivers that the Exit 1 ramp from I-690 West to I-90 will be closed tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. due to guide rail repairs. Drivers are directed to follow a detour through State Route 690 north and south to the Exit 1 thruway.
Today marks the start of Fire Prevention Week. The Syracuse Fire Department joins the National Fire Protection Association to celebrate the country's longest-running public health observance.
Syracuse firefighters are visiting multiple schools and community centers to provide fire safety lectures as they stress the importance of smoke alarms. According to the fire department, they answer over 21,000 alarms a year. This week occurs to commemorate the Great Chicago Fire that took place in October of 1871. And a local bunny rehabilitation center is closing its doors. Our reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb went to Hunter Hollow Bunny B&B to see the impact on the workers.
The Hunter Hollow Bunny B&B is closing with about 90 bunnies remaining. It's been a tiring journey for all involved.
Annie Laurie Hunter is the owner of Hunter Hollow and says that the B&B is not solving any problems. Hunter Hollow is turning away 30 bunnies a week and is now ready to close.
I'm burnt out, so now it's time to close. It's time to do it responsibly, but it's time to close.
Hunter devotes all her time to caring for the bunnies, leaving no room for anything else.
It's not spending every single Saturday and Sunday taking care of rabbits. I get 2 hours of free time on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday. That's my weekend. Every weekend.
But while Hunter Hollow is slowly closing, the volunteers are still cleaning, feeding, and playing with the bunnies. Volunteer David Nealon is staying at Hunter Hollow until the center officially closes.
It's sad. Volunteering is probably one of the greatest things I get to do for the weekend. Help out Annie Laurie. We have a lot of great volunteers here.
Hunter Hollow hopes to have all the bunnies adopted by December. For Citrus TV News, I'm Elizabeth Gottlieb.
Elizabeth, thank you so much. Hopefully those bunnies can find a home soon. Well, the Oswego County Health Department's seasonal flu and COVID-19 vaccination clinic is now open. The clinic is open every Monday and Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and again from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Nick Stereo Public Health Clinic. The clinic is by appointment only, and you can do so by calling the number right on your screen between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. The CDC recommends the flu vaccine for most child and adults. They also recommend anyone that is 65 and older to receive the high-dose influenza vaccine.
A central New York man died in a plane crash while piloting a World War I replica plane this weekend. Brian Coughlin was flying when the plane's engine caught on fire around 3 p.m. on Saturday. The plane crashed during an exhibition in Red Hook. Coughlin had been a longtime aerodrome volunteer as well as a board member.
Well, a Bridgeport resident is happy tonight after they won second place in the New York lottery. The ticket was worth roughly $122,000. The next lottery drawing will be held on Wednesday and is worth over $15.5 million. Well, I'm definitely have to play the lottery tomorrow. So.
I feel like I've only played it a few times, but I cannot even think of what I would do with it if I won. Could you? What would you do?
I don't know. Maybe buy a yacht.
A yacht? That's a good choice. I might go Chicago Bears season tickets.
Okay, all right.
I think that might be what I do.
Yeah,
I think
that would be
pretty
awesome.
Nice. Yeah, wouldn't be too bad. Well, coming up on News Live at 6, we have more details on a new Supreme Court decision in Georgia.
And President Biden pays tribute to the lives lost on October 7th. More on his statement of support for Israel. Stay with us.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Jake Morel, Max Williams, and Isabella Galan. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back, everyone. The Georgia Supreme Court reinstated the state's 6-week abortion ban today, even though it's still reviewing an appeal from the state to an earlier ruling that had struck down the law. The decision went into effect today at 5 p.m. The state's near-total abortion ban was signed by Governor Brian Kemp in 2019, but didn't take effect until July 2022 after it faced a legal challenge in the Supreme Court's reversal of Roe v. Wade.
Men, women, and children who were killed on October 7th. For this we pray.
President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden lit a Your Sight candle this morning in memory of the 1,200 lives lost in Israel a year ago. Biden released a statement earlier today that supporting bringing an end to anti-Semitism. He also discusses his efforts for releasing the hostages. Biden said, quote, "My administration has negotiated for the safe release of more than 100 hostages, including Americans. We will never give up until we bring all of the remaining hostages home safely."
And Biden also announces that the U.S. military actively assisted the defense of Israel last week to defeat the Iranian ballistic missile attack. He says that he and Vice President Harris will continue to support Israel's defense against attacks from Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran.
Today, U.S. scientists Victor Ambrose and Gary Ruvkun won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Medicine for their findings of microRNA and its role in how organisms grow and live. MicroRNA, also known as mRNA, serves as parts of gene material that control what cells in our bodies do and why they do it.
Ambrose and Ruvkun were given the awards as this discovery is vital for understanding organism development and function. The two will be formally given the award in December in Sweden, as well as $1 million cash award. Well, congratulations to those two.
And a suicide bombing attack in the Karachi airport in Pakistan has killed 2 Chinese citizens and injured at least 10. The attack has been claimed by Balochistan, the Balochistan Liberation Army, who have carried out numerous attacks on Chinese nationals in Pakistan.
And the attack was targeted at a group of Chinese engineers working around the airport. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called the act heinous and gave his condolences to the Chinese public.
And Hurricane Milton has grown to be a Category 5 storm today. Approximately 160-mile-per-hour winds are rolling across the Gulf of Mexico, and it's expected to hit Florida on Wednesday.
Yeah, the hurricane has been rapidly growing. I've been following it throughout the day today. In just a few hours today, it changed from a Category 2 to a Category 5 storm. The Hurricane Center has issued hurricane watches across portions of Florida, and that parts of the state could be overwhelmed by life-threatening storm surges and damaging winds.
And more details on Helene, Governor Kathy Hochul posted a statement on X showing her support for those affected by the hurricane in North Carolina. Hochul said, quote, "The New York State Incident Management Team helped distribute 9,200 cases of water, 5,000 gallons of bulk water, and 10,000 MREs to help those affected by Hurricane Helene. New York will always support our neighbors," end quote.
I remember that drink that was causing what?
Back, I'll have your 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness confidence. Machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no...
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Looking ahead to your 5-day forecast, we're going to be seeing a lot of clouds. That's going to be our trend this week. Definitely a lot of cloud coverage all throughout the week. Some scattered showers a little bit throughout, but those will mostly take place in the evening. So definitely make sure to bring an umbrella with you no matter what day it is, because we never know when those showers are going to come upon us. But I know a lot of us aren't really even going to be here leading into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday because a lot of people are going home for fall break. So I don't know if my fellow anchors are going on break and going back home, but I decided to take it upon myself to give them a little guide of what they can do if they're going back home. So I'm from New Jersey, so here is my weekend forecast. I'm going to be going home and probably just going outside, going on nice walks, because I'm going to be seeing a lot of sun. Now, for Jake, he's also going to be seeing some sun. So 67 degrees, 65 degrees, a beautiful day to go on a nice hot girl walk. I know we share those in common. We also have Max, who's from Rhode Island. He's going to be seeing some rain, unfortunately. So sorry, Max. On Monday, you're probably going to have to spend the day inside because there's going to be a lot more rain. But Saturday and Sunday, you definitely can make sure to go outside and enjoy that sun. Now, Carson, I'm so sorry. You're going to be seeing some rain Sunday and Monday. So not the best weather for your fall break, but it's okay because when we come back to Syracuse, hopefully we'll have better fall days ahead. That's all you guys got for me right now. I hope you enjoyed that, and everyone, I hope you have a great fall break.
That was awesome. Well, do you remember that drink that was causing all those issues? Well, Panera Bread has reached the first settlement deal over wrongful death lawsuits over its since discontinued charged lemonade beverages. Sarah Katz's family filed suit with Panera back in September of 2022 after she went into cardiac arrest hours after purchasing the drink.
The company had initially added warning labels to the drinks, but since removed the beverage nationwide for a, quote, menu transformation instead of citing the lawsuit incidents.
After the break, find out why it was a weekend of firsts for New York sports teams. Stay with us here on News Live at 6.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Before and after Syracuse football's Friday night matchup against number 25 UNLV, there were quite a few firsts. Yeah, I know that's a bit of a vague way to start our sports block, but I figure, I got your attention. Good evening, I'm Carson Fowler. Now that I know you're listening, I'll tell you about a few of those firsts. Friday's game in Vegas was SU's first matchup ever against UNLV. It was also SU's first game back in the Pacific time zone since 2011. The last time they were there was a road game against USC. After SU came away with the win, it became the first time the Orange had multiple wins against ranked opponents in a single season since 2018. And if you don't count the postseason, it would be the first time since 2001 when the Orange were 10-3 with wins against number 5 Virginia Tech and number 25 Boston College. Oh, don't worry. The first theme doesn't stop with Syracuse football. Syracuse men's soccer picked up its first ACC victory of the season over Notre Dame this weekend. 2-1 the final score at SU Soccer Stadium. Ben Rosenblatt gave Threadgold the 2 goal scorers in that one. It was also SU's first game against the Fighting Irish since 2022, the same year the Orange won their first national championship. The Orange are coming off of two wins in a row, something they haven't done since the first games of the season when they topped the Colgate Raiders and the season opener against Niagara on November 25th. Syracuse can earn 3 straight wins for the first time this season if it earns a victory over a ranked Providence squad tomorrow at 7 p.m. October baseball is in full swing. The New York Yankees took Game 1 at home 6-5 against the Kansas City Royals in the ALDS yesterday. Technically, also the first game of the series. Juan Soto went 3 for 5 in his first postseason game with the Yanks. 5 lead changes in this one before Alex Verdugo hit a tie-breaking single in the bottom of the 7th to score Jazz Chisholm and lift the Bronx Bombers over the Royals. Game 2 of the series coming up later tonight on TBS. Carlos Rodon slated to take the mound against Cole Reagan's first pitch is scheduled for 7:38 p.m. at Yankee Stadium. The New York Mets return home after stealing a game in Philadelphia. The Mets nearly took both games in Philly, but Nick Castellanos said otherwise. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run in Game 2. The final score there, 7-6, favored the Phils. Left-handed pitcher Sean Manaea scheduled to take the mound in Game 3 tomorrow against Aaron Nola in New York. If the Mets win, they'll take a commanding 2-1 series lead over the Phils with the opportunity to advance the National League Championship Series for the first time since 2015.
Carson, welcome to the desk.
Hey,
What do you got for us? What do you got for us right now?
So Monday Night Football is our sports chat.
hoping you would say
Saints versus the Chiefs.
You know what I'm going to do.
It's an unbeaten Chiefs team
It's a good
versus
game.
a 2-2 Saints team.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give a little prediction. I'm first going to pour honey on my goat, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm
He's
sure.
not losing in prime time to the Saints. Although Derek Carr and the Saints have been pretty impressive this year. I will say they started pretty hot.
True.
But I'm going Mahomes and the Chiefs tonight.
I'm not a fan of the Chiefs, so.
I kind of think this is the game that they're due for a loss.
Yeah.
All 4 of the Chiefs games, they've won by a single score.
I disagree with him,
let's
so
hope
I'm
for
going
that.
to kick him out here. Coming up, we'll have one last look at your wake-up weather. Stay with us. Carson will be gone.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
When you wake up tomorrow morning, you may expect to see some showers, but they won't last for long though, and we will be seeing clouds later throughout the rest of the day. Guys?
Isabella, thank you. I might just throw on a raincoat and still do my hot girl walk anyway. But that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Monday.
I don't think I'm going out in the rain. But don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Max Williams.
And I'm Jake Morel. Have a great night, Syracuse.
Good, I'll say so.